Once upon a time, in a faraway land, was a creature named Bella. She's a woodland creature in resemblance to a fox. Graceful, clever, mystical. Her favorite place is the riverside, where she swims amongst the current. Bella has a dream of becoming a dolphin so that she may one day live out her days in her happy place. This future doesn't feel like a dream to Bella. It feels like a destiny. The world in the water calls to her and can support her growth in all directions. Gravity doesn't exist in the river, after all, not like it does in the woods. A 3D world versus a 4D world. This new dimension means an exponentially difficult learning curve. Bella's soul has lived a relatively graceful life. The woods have been good to her as a fox. She couldn't have imagined learning about the world in any other place. The greenery, the textures, the smell of the rain in the dirt, the petrichor, the songs of the birds, and the squish of the earth beneath her paws. In truth, though, it was never home, at least not in her soul. It feels like home in her heart, it's where she first learned about love and belonging. Home for her soul lies deeper, though, beyond one fathomable to the woodlands. She knows it because she's gotten a taste of it. She has swam in the open waters among the fish, felt the water caress every nook of her skin, saw the way the light sparkled in ways that don't exist in the woodlands. She felt the grace of the current, the diversity of worlds, and the way that water connected it all together. This invisible, in-between life force. Bella is hooked. Her soul caught glimpses of her destiny and is hungry for it. There seems to be a catch. What happens to her heart if she follows her soul? Will it long for the woodlands? Will the woodlands have an invisible hold on her heart? Neither of those are acceptable options for Bella. She must expand her heart to allow space to coexist with this soul-calling world. There's something about this blockage that freezes Bella in her tracks. It doesn't make sense. Her heart and soul are two non-competing areas. How could one threaten the other? In that case, what could possibly be the missing piece? What areas are feeling abandoned and heavy? Could it be the fear of insignificance? If she couldn't gain popularity in the woodlands, how is she supposed to gain popularity in the water? The space is far more vast, with far more dimensions to reach. Will she have the tools, knowledge, and experience to make a presence? What a silly thought, Bella. On the contrary, you have everything you need. Your past does not indicate your future, for they are completely different worlds. Think of all the success you still had in the woodlands, the hearts you touched, the warmth you provided, and the growth you experienced. You did all of that in a 3D world where it took one input to get one output. Sweetheart, you blew everyone's minds you reached, even with that one-to-one energy. What if you feel called to the river because it's now time to take those same gifts and amplify their reach, their impact? As you experience, the flow of that 4D world has powers you cannot yet comprehend. It has the ability to take your one input and get 1 million output. Remember the way the light sparkles in the water? That's only a sliver of what the river has planned for the light you'll be providing. You bring a whole new meaning to ripple effect. Now there's still a matter of your heart. The kindness in it doesn't want the woodlands to feel disrespected or abandoned. Or is it more like she doesn't want to be abandoned by them? There's likely a piece of that kindness that also believes in the power of reputation, meaning that once she reaches a one-to-many impact, she and her kindness can no longer ensure that the love given is received. Her actions will inevitably be misunderstood, and what will be the ripple effect of that? In the woodlands, reputation was life or death. It was also delicate, or perhaps Bella simply perceived it to be delicate. Does she doubt her own loving capabilities? Does she have so little trust in herself? No? Then why is she letting the assumptions she has of others influence the power of the gifts she knows she has? She must step fully into her belief of herself if she is to learn to breathe in this new 4D world. The rules of the 4D world are different. The woodlands followed a delicately balanced cycle where each creature had a role to play. The rules of the 4D world are more fluid and adaptive. There are no consequences even. They're simply ripple effects. It's this magically complex world where each creature lives in accordance to their own inner compass while being continuously connected to every other creature that is also touching that invisible in-between life force. Everyone, independently thriving together. In this 4D world, abundance amplifies. When one creature thrives, the invisible life force ripple effect shares that fuel with the collective. When one creature is struggling, this same abundance serves as fuel and food. For it is not a linear world like the woodlands. Gravity moves differently, energy cycles and flows differently. Its invisibleness is often the largest struggle for those that are new to this 4D world. In the woodlands, everything could be touched and measured. The power of the river, instead of growing around us, flows through us. It's a new level of trust. An evolved perspective on beauty. So where do we start? Well, the first step is to surrender to the river. Staying with one foot on the shoreline prevents full immersion. So stand up and turn around to say thank you to the woodlands if you like. Put a hand on your heart and take a deep breath while reminding yourself of the gifts you'll be bringing to the new dimension. Breathe it until you feel it in every nook of your heart. And then, when you're ready, fall into the river with your hands still on your heart, backwards, so as to not turn your back on the woodlands, for you are not. You are sharing the gifts you learned from them with this new world. They will forever and always live in your heart. The best part? Your one-to-many impact now includes the woodlands. For where else does the water for their trees come from? In this new 4D world, you now have the honor of nourishing the life of the woodlands from the inside out, and sharing the ripple effects of your gifts with the 4D world through the power of this magical and invisible in-between life force. That's the end of a chapter.